It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Man, I am super excited. I'm in Dallas, Texas at the Gaylord Resort ECI Connect meeting. And I got to tell you, folks, there's a whole lot of people here. And I'm sitting here with Trevor, the CEO of ECI. And we all know Laryssa in the print space, and she's the division manager for eAutomate. Folks, I got to tell you, there's more people here than I think I've ever seen at one of your meetings. I want to start with you, Trevor. How many people are here, man?
So if you look at customers and partners aligned, we have about 1,200 people here this year. So it's a record group of folks. And I think the good thing is, where you had some, particularly after the pandemic, you had some downtimes in regards to attendance at a number of these events. People a little bit scared, and also you had businesses that were struggling. We're starting to see businesses start to improve. We're starting to see the SMB index start to improve. It's improved 2 straight months. You now have interest rates that are starting to go down. You now have inflation that's decreasing. And our customers are starting to feel more optimism. And I think that's one of the reasons it came out to, one, learn about the technologies we have and how they can leverage that to then go grow their businesses.
How many customers bring prospects to the event?
Yeah, and it's generally not for prospects. I would say we probably have a couple dozen prospects that'll be here as a part of this too. It's largely customers that are trying to learn how to leverage the technology in a better way, collaborate with us with feedback on what we need to go do in order to, again, take the opportunities for their business.
Well, what I noticed, because I had an opportunity to talk to the other verticals, and there's a lot of passion for ECI in the industry. They're the largest ERP system in our space. It looks like you're the largest in these other vertical space too. But we're all going through transition, we're all going through innovation. I think you guys had a great story to share. You continue to share a great story. But Laryssa, the print space, you got some e-commerce stuff coming. And there was a profile of one of the other verticals, I believe, that's already using e-commerce.
Yes.
And which one was that in?
So we have it in the building and construction space and in the distribution space.
Okay, and the building and construction, which is the one where the guy was
that won the Customer Excellence Award for us, yeah. So they're leveraging our e-commerce solution. There was a Fitch Lumber company, and they literally transformed their business. And since they put in the e-commerce platform, plus they put in our ERP in the cloud, actually, so it allowed them to drive some efficiencies there. But since they did that, they literally doubled their revenues and quadrupled their profits in a 4-year period. So pretty exciting stuff.
So you can buy lumber and all that stuff online, but we're still in the print industry trying to debate whether we should be online.
I'm going to say we should be online, and that's one of the reasons for the integration that we did with the Evolution X product. We've talked to dealers through the years about becoming hybrid dealers, right? Looking for new ways to have additional revenue streams, getting a bigger wallet, share of their customers, where they have relationships they've had for 10, 15, 20 years. So we see the Evolution X product as an opportunity to provide that additional revenue stream. Like I said, they're already providing, the print side of things, and now they can do consumables, they can do other office items. They can even do some of the equipment, where maybe it doesn't require a full sales engagement on some of the lower end things where maybe they just want to put them out there where people can buy them and, have them shipped. So this is going to give them opportunities to expand and have a new revenue stream.
Well, I think a lot of people look at e-commerce and the print channel. I don't know enough about the other verticals, but in the print channel, we're trying to figure out how to do e-commerce for the print channel. And we're not going to redo e-commerce. Amazon won. So e-commerce is find it, click, and buy it. Whether you want to lease it or whatever, there's integration for that. So I think as more people get successful, and whether it's on your platform, there's other platforms people are using, but we're starting to see some momentum in the space where they're starting to take it serious. Right. And this is great that you guys are going to bring that to the marketplace to do that. You mentioned cloud. So, one of the things with an older ERP business, you guys are an old business, your legacy business, you have to go through transitions. You realize you got to be in the cloud. You did that a long time ago when everybody else realized it. But all the competitors, no matter what ERP it is, they're not doing on-premise solutions. They're all in the cloud. So I'm thinking from the print perspective, if you want a better experience with eAutomate, why don't you just go in the cloud? I mean, isn't that the upgrade we should be focused on? So I want to ask you, Laryssa, where are we at with the cloud?
Right. Well, I will say that right now we have actually over half of our customers that are actually on the
Great.
cloud right now through ECI. And some of the things that we've seen and experienced over the last few years, with some of the cyber threats and some of the risks that are out there, it's just harder and harder for businesses and, depending on the size of the business, to be able to invest in what they need to have that level of security. There's also some of the things that we're rolling out, things like MFA and SSO and things like that that are just naturally part of cloud offerings that we'll be also pushing out to the customers. So we see it as an opportunity for them to make an initial, investment into that kind of an offering, but then it should also help offset some of the costs in other areas.
Well, everything's in the cloud. Even my MSP friends, they don't have servers in closets anymore. They're moving all their customers to the cloud.
Yeah, that's a great point, because it's not if the cloud's going to happen.
Yeah.
If people are going to, it's
It
when.
happens.
So ultimately, and it's obviously the same with e-commerce.
Yeah.
It's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
So people are looking for different ways to do business.
Yeah, you're losing money by procrastinating stuff you should be doing.
Agreed.
One. Do you think ECI would ever, because maybe I'm a little harsh sometimes, but I would be like, okay, by this date you're in the cloud and that's it. Would you guys ever do anything like that? Maybe we could get the rest of the 50% on there, or are you just going to let them hang out as long as they want?
Yeah, so I would say, as a business, we like to do more of a carrot approach than a stick approach, if you will. So we like to partner with our customers. If you look where we're investing most of our technical enhancements and the integrations to our other applications and so on, it's largely going to be in the cloud. We can't afford to try and manage and deeply develop and invest the same level in every single platform that we have. We have to look at those that we think are the right ones moving forward, so we can consolidate some of the spend so that we can then accelerate the pace of development that we have. So I think that's part of our approach right now. Now, if it got to a point where there was some serious security issue that a customer is having because of the way that the system is deployed, in those sorts of situations, we would probably get more forceful and say we have to go move you to the cloud. But it's all based on what's the best benefit for our customers right now, and doing it kind of at their pace and their path.
Well, what are they telling you as why they're not doing it?
Well, for the some of our customers obviously have been on-prem for decades, right? So they have some bespoke integrations, or they have customizations that they've created. So it just takes more time to kind of look at those and figure out. Doesn't mean that there isn't a migration path, right? It's just more energy to do it. But as Trevor mentioned, our goal is to make sure that we've got a stronger value proposition. We talked a little bit about some of the enhancements that we're working on, and one example is, working towards that single pane approach where, we can leverage the content that we have from all of our business applications, the mobile tech, the print and e-stuff, the eAutomate, and leverage that information. And when it's in a cloud type of environment, we can pull all that data together, right? So then we are able to then turn around, and whether we start showing benchmark reporting, or whether we show, error codes or certain dashboards, but those are things that we're only going to be able to do by having that into a cloud environment.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But if we're all obsessed with AI, and I always say it's not AI you should be obsessed about, it's your data, because AI is just a collection of data. So if your data is all scrambled and a mess, so as ECI tries to help dealers utilize AI to enhance their business, become more profitable, more efficient, better customer service, it just seems that all of that stuff is definitely going to be in the cloud. Because like you said, you're able to migrate all of this data in a global population, if you will. So if you, in your other verticals, are they at the same adoption rate? Or is it higher percentage that's in the cloud?
It's in most of our verticals, it's a higher percentage that are in the cloud.
Yeah.
So I would say that, and I don't, again, Laryssa demonstrated a couple reasons why we're seeing a little bit slower adoption in this space. But I think even some of the customers here, because they have cloud expertise within their businesses, within the field service space, they are a little bit more reluctant, which is odd, because you think they would understand the real value and want to move forward, but because they think they have some of those skills themselves, they want to keep it within their environment. But again, it's not helping them to go do that. Like our customers have seen in the other markets that have moved faster to move to the cloud, they're able to take advantage of, again, the cost savings and the security reliability that exists by being in the cloud.
That's interesting, because what you're really saying is the other verticals, because they're not technology savvy like we are, because we're technology salespeople. That's what we sell.
Yep, sure.
So maybe we think we know more than we probably know. That's pretty interesting. You didn't say it that
I
way,
didn't say
but
it
I'm
that
just,
way.
you know what, I mean, it's kind of an interesting, that's pretty interesting, actually. Well, I got to tell you, this is a great event. It was really fun to talk to the other verticals and see what you're doing from these other organizations, these other industries. We all know that we're transitioning. We got to innovate. We got to pay attention to how we're going to use data so AI can actually help us do better things for us, our customers, our partners. Is there anything you want to add before we end this, Laryssa?
No, I'll just say, we are excited about the turnout this year, and as Trevor mentioned, I feel like it's a sign of the optimism that they have in both our space and market, our products, everything that we do. We're looking forward to the sessions we have today and tomorrow. We have our celebration tonight for our 25th anniversary that we're going to be able to share with all of the attendees. So,
Is there going to be a cake?
well, I hope so.
Trevor, what about you? Anything to share?
The only thing I'll say, it all goes back to the mission that we talk about, and it's the passion that drives our organization. We are industry experts that support the entrepreneurial spirit and profitable growth of small, medium-sized businesses. So we think about that every day. That's how we invest our time and how we invest our energy. That we want to, one, we're going to have that industry expertise to understand and walk in your shoes, but we're also going to make sure that we're going to give you the ability to leverage that entrepreneurial spirit that made you who you are and that made you successful, and be able to help you accomplish that through the use of innovation.
Well, because it's all about this, ladies and gentlemen. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck there, and I'll see you all tomorrow.